Welcome to the FNO InsureTech Podcast, a place where movers and shakers from all points within the insurance ecosystem gather and discuss all things InsureTech. Here are your hosts, Lee Boyd and Rob Beller.
Hey, podcast world. Welcome to this week's edition of FNO InsureTech. Yes, that one place where you can go to learn everything there is to know in the entire world. You think ChatGPT, you think all these different LLMs out there are good? Well, you should listen to one of our episodes.
Yeah, we're just like ChatGPT. We're as
In
exciting.
fact, ask us anything.
You could. And the guests who do send us emails, they know. We do respond. We really appreciate all of you guests writing us on sometimes a daily basis. And we're here to answer all those emails.
All those emails, because who's smarter than the combined mental bandwidth of Lee Boyd and Rob Beller? I don't think that could be taught.
Oh, I can't be taught. Do you think that we should add the word AI to our podcast name? Do you think it would help us?
Yes, I bet we'd get more listens.
Would it go at the end or begin at FNO InsureTech AI or FNO?
FNOInsureTech.ai.
Ooh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, you need a .ai.
If we did, we should probably do that before this gets released, before the hordes of people steal our idea.
You know what's really cool is in 5 years, we'll be able to say, remember 5 years ago when AI was like all that?
What will?
We're in the middle of it right now. It's happening. It's raining AI.
Yeah, it kind of makes you wonder, in 5 years, will we even refer to it as AI, or will it just be the new norm? It is what it is. We use systems and things. Today,
maybe we'll say, remember when we used to call it AI?
Yeah, we might do that. This will be a good look back period. We can say, what did we talk about back then?
Right.
It's like the founding of the internet, right? AI is to be around during that time period to wonder what people talked about.
Remember, I was in graduate school in 1995, and we had to put a website together.
Oh, Flash.
And it was unbelievable that there was this thing out there called the internet.
What am I going to do with this?
There wasn't, it was so early that there wasn't like Starbucks.com and
Domino's.
Safeway.com, Domino's. None. Nope. Most had no websites already. There's lots of porn already, of course.
Oh, Lord.
There was no big commercial organizations. And we had to put up a website, and we put up all things from other websites and moved them out and made it. And
you got an A. Well, think about being Finn, who saw the value in the internet and decided they were going to start a business.
Yeah, it'd be like, say, you could call it maybe Amazon.com.
You could call it Amazon.com, start with a book selling company, but always have a dream of doing more. Like, this is one of those times where people with the right idea, the know-how, and the ability are going to do some amazing things.
They're going to do some amazing things.
Yeah.
There's people out there today. And today, I think we might have even had one on our podcast today.
We might have had somebody who thought, what am I going to do with this changing world and this exciting thing called AI? And how am I going to make a difference and do something amazing? We had him on today.
And create a remarkable, lasting company.
Yeah.
We have with us today Aman Gour, who's the co-founder and CEO of FurtherAI. And I want you guys to remember that name.
Yeah.
FurtherAI.
Yeah. We had him on and we spent the first, 10 minutes just chatting about AI and San Francisco and all that's going on. But then we finally break into what is FurtherAI? How did it come about? What are you doing? And they're revolutionizing the way companies in the insurance vertical are working, creating these agents to help do tasks, but read from different life cycles throughout the policy, the claims, to bring it all back to actually relate the data to one to another. It's an exciting thing. And he's such a delight to talk to. I can't wait for the audience to hear him.
Yeah. So that makes me think, why don't we stop talking?
Yeah. Hey, I do have to give a shout out. We actually got his name from a friend of ours, Jacob Sanders. Jacob Sanders cold called me one day. He is the son of a prominent person in the insurance space, a friend of ours, Eric Sanders. And I was like, hey, I like what you're talking about, but how about we get your CEO on the podcast? And sure enough, they made it happen. So thanks.
Appreciate that. Thanks, Eric, for creating him.
Yeah. And thank you, Jacob, for getting him on the podcast.
Doing the work.
Yeah, for actually doing the work.
So without further ado, here is our interview with Aman Gour, CEO and co-founder at FurtherAI. Hey, everybody. We are here with a very special guest who we've taken an hour of his time to just talk about all kinds of weird and random things.
We did.
But we've decided that, you know what, maybe we should do a podcast too.
We should share them with the world.
So here we are doing that now. And in case you're not on video, to see him, you would think he's our attorney because he's kind of dressed like an attorney and the background in his office. And it's not a background. He works in this dark wood paneled office.
It's a beautiful wood paneling. I love it.
Beautiful. We've invited ourselves to go there sometime. And so anyways, we have Aman Gour with us today, who's the co-founder and CEO at FurtherAI. Welcome to FNO InsureTech.
Welcome.
Rob, Lee, thank you so much for having me. You guys are a blast. I already feel that this is going to be a great podcast and I'm going to have a great time. So thank you for having me.
If there's one thing we want you to do in the next 45 minutes, it's have fun. So
that's great. Let's do it.
So let's get to it. So I've already spoiled the next question, and that's where are you today? Do you live in San Francisco? Is that where you reside?
That is right. So we are actually in the FurtherAI area, Rob, very close to actually the Anthropic office and where all the action is. I get asked often that we serve insurance companies which are in East Coast or Midwest. Why in San Francisco? And the reason is that we wanted to be what we bring to the industry is AI, and we want it to be in the center of AI action. And that happens to be San Francisco right now.
Yeah, I've told Lee, I flew out. I live in Sacramento. I flew out of SFO not too long ago. And when you drive down the freeway in San Francisco, the billboard, billboards on the side of the freeway, like there's billboards on any freeway or highway, the billboards are all AI companies, one after another after another. They're not buy a Chevrolet or get a Starbucks. It's about AI on the billboards.
It's a word used in every other sentence now, right?
What does that say about San Francisco and AI today?
Does it say that it's a bubble?
I hope
I'm not saying it, but does it? But
I hope not.
It's funny, Rob, like you mentioned about AI. So a few months back, I got a call from my grandmother, and she's 85, 86 years old, and called me, and she's like, Aman, I've started using AI. And that's interesting. Which AI are you using? Are you trying Claude, ChatGPT, which is what I was expecting that she would say, or Gemini? And she's like, oh, none of those. I actually give you a call whenever I have questions. So for me, AI stands for Aman's intelligence.
That's fantastic. I like that.
That's great. That's great.
Huh?
So
That's great.
I think it works just as well. You're just as good as any of those other ones.
I don't think so. I think AI is much better than humans in many, many, many areas in terms of intelligence. The entire world's knowledge compressed into a model, right? You can chat with it now. It's fascinating.
It's really unbelievable. I find myself bouncing ideas off of it and saying, hey, it's, what is this idea? How can I expand this? What's better? Yeah. I mean, I use it as a coworker all the time. I don't ever use it anymore. Early on, you would use it to write an email or something.
Yeah.
But now it's I leverage it for the insight, right? It's like a million books all put into one. It's fascinating. It's fascinating.
That's true. Somebody said this, Lee, that the first wave, my mental model is always what you said, that compare AI to a coworker or a teammate. But person said that the teammates, coworkers, or animals in general have emotions. We need food and so on. So his comparison was that it's not animals. It's actually compare AI to ghost, which can operate in the digital environment, do things for you, log into the system, reason, answer questions, and so on. I was that's an interesting way of thinking about it, because what they were trying to say is they don't have emotions, they would not need food, things like that. They'll not get sick.
Yeah. But isn't it funny? I always give it emotion. because I'm human and it's so human-like,
Yeah.
I give it the emotion. I'm emotional to it. I expect emotion back. It gives it to me because it's nice and I haven't told it not to.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't. There is no emotion. It just is there to work. It's there to do the Wallies of the world, right? It's just, AI is so fascinating.
Right.
And I also assume going into San Francisco, I mean, you're in the middle of it. You're in the middle of what's happening, and you've got to be walking around and talking to people, different places, who are thinking 10 years, 20 years down the road. You're in this niche that everyone's thinking it and everyone's moving. It's so fascinating. It's got to be amazing.
Absolutely. It's amazing. And it's also pressure inducing as well, to be really honest. But I think everyone, like if you think about it, like executives are under pressure, like for public companies to ensure that they're adopting AI. Employees are under pressure because nobody knows who's going to lose their job. OpenAI or Anthropic is under pressure because they're competing very closely and don't want to lose the market share. Companies like Averse is under pressure because you want to ensure that we create lasting value on top of these models as well. So it's an interesting time in sort of our existence where AI is coming up and we are all trying to figure out, okay, where do we fit in? Where do we contribute? What does it even mean to be a human right now? What does it mean to be a non-worker?
Yes. Yeah.
Like knowledge used to be knowledge used to be power, but now it's a prompt. So
right. Where is the knowledge? I mean, you develop something. Is it something that could actually make you irrelevant in the long run?
Yeah. It totally used to be the one with the knowledge was in charge, right? They were the value, but you had the knowledge, right? And now it's, I got it right here. I mean, Google and, 2000, the internet kind of changed some of that, and then Google changed it, and, Yahoo and all those. But now we're at a whole nother level. And like I told Rob the other day, we're coming up where the graduating class of college and the graduating class of high school, they've all had AI. They've all had large language models for these 4 years. What does the output look like now that we've educated these individuals with AI, right? They've had AI to help them. How is that going to change the trajectory of the workforce? Will it enhance? I don't know. I mean, I'm not a betting man. I'm not good at it, but it doesn't seem great. I mean, I'm just saying, but who knows? Who am I to guess? I don't want to go too negative, but it's very interesting.
Somebody on Twitter, this is not originally, so somebody on Twitter said this one statement, which has stuck with me, and I'm sort of still thinking through it. But they said that we can all outsource our thinking to AI because it can think, but we cannot outsource our understanding to AI because we still need to understand what it is producing as an output and then build on top of that. So the understanding and judgment still has to be human. AI can do thinking, work, and in general, we can delegate work to it.
How interesting. I kind of like that. It gives me a little hope that I'm still needed.
Let's pivot here for a second. Okay. I mean,
why are we even talking about that?
This is a podcast. It's not the AI philosophy podcast, unless we've changed it since I was last here. Let's.
I really enjoyed that.
Let's talk a little bit, or let's segue into talking about FurtherAI. So,
AI.
So give us a minute or two on Further, what it is that you guys do, and what the company's about.
Yeah, no, thanks for asking that, Rob. And I think we should come back to InsureTech. So let me introduce an InsureTech that I really like, which is FurtherAI. So FurtherAI is an AI transformation partner for insurance companies. We have built a platform through which we can deploy AI agents for different use cases. So we have a library of AI agents that we can deploy out of the box, but we can also partner deeply with different insurance companies on identifying the use cases where AI can really move the needle for them, build it, and then deploy it for them. So in that way, think of like ChatGPT for insurance, but instead of just doing question answer, it is actually automating the end-to-end work, which involves processing documents and making decisions or embedding third-party data models and so on. In terms of some real life use cases, we have seen a lot of success on the underwriting side. I think the entire industry moved really fast on adopting AI for underwriting. And with the benefit of hindsight, now I can say why as well. I think it's possibly because in underwriting, you're getting a submission and you need to understand that, overlaid with a lot of information. And then sort of once it's available, then that's a human taking a judgment. So we have seen a rapid adoption of AI for underwriting, intake, triage, and so on. And on the claim side, we have seen adoption of AI for similar use cases. These are use cases which previously were done by somebody manually. And in that way, AI, we have like a platform, and then we provide AI agents for different insurance workflows in a nutshell.
And so where did this idea come from, right? You're the CEO, you're a co-founder. Where did this idea come from? Was it, I'm not going to fill in your words. Where did the idea come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, just answer the question instead.
Instead of me just guessing over and over and over, and you're like, no, that's completely wrong.
If you give Lee enough rope, okay, go ahead, please. I'm gonna go.
So I have had a career in applied AI, Lee and Rob. So I started my career at Microsoft, had fun building technology at Microsoft and deploying for real life use cases. So we were working with different governments of different states and deploying AI for community training. That was my start of the career. But then from there, I started another company in AI for recruiting, where we were looking at their resume databases at enterprises and helping them find the right talent for every job. Had fun doing that, ran it for 4.5 years. After an exit from that, nothing crazy, nothing life-defining, but good enough that as a good Indian son, I could buy my father a house and my brother a car.
That's wonderful.
Wow.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Wow. Good for you.
Thanks, Rob. But I think it was okay, but I felt that I was still not happy with the outcome because I felt that, I was successful decently, but the definition of success in my head was a company that goes public, where it has now its own ticker. So it becomes an entity in itself. And I was complaining, whining, and everything else to my wife, and she, I think, had enough of it one of those days and said that, okay, why don't you start again? It seemingly is a great time to be building a company because there is a fundamental shift that is happening. This was in 2023. ChatGPT was just announced and so on. So I reached out to a friend of mine who was an AI researcher at Apple. So he was building language models at Siri. This is the same guy who was like, I studied together, like also the smartest person that I know in my network. So I reached out, okay, what's happening? Is this a fad? Because back in 2023, we were thinking about it being a bubble as well.
Right.
Okay, is this like crypto? Well, he said that, no, I'm like really deep into it. And if the scaling laws apply, we are going to be living in massively different world in the next 3 to 4 years. And it is happening right now. Now we are talking about AI philosophy for that reason, right?
That's exactly.
So I asked him then, okay, would you want to start a company with me? So he accepted the offer and we started building, but we had no idea what we would be doing. We both knew AI. We knew tech. I've built a company before.
But you didn't know what vertical.
Yeah. What problem would we want to be solving and so on. So, but the basic overarching theme was that there is a lot of work that humans have to do today manually. Now AI agents will do that work. And that's a big market in itself. Like the labor market globally is about $10.5 trillion compared to software market, which is about $300 billion only. So we saw that massive shift that now became a service as a software category in itself. So you're thinking about what to do, applied to YC, Rob, with the idea of like building AI agents for testing. Got through YC. Interestingly, within the first few weeks of YC, we bumped into one of the YC partners, Michael Siebel, and I pitched the idea of what we are doing. So we are building AI agents to automate software testing. And he looked at us, he thought about it for a bit, and he's like, this is a tar pit idea.
A what idea?
A tar pit idea. So an idea which looks very shiny and good to engineers, but it would never become $1 billion company. So we pivoted. And imagine two men with shiny eyes and like furry tail pitching the idea and being told that this is a torpid idea. So
yeah, you were so excited. And someone was like, that's really pretty, but no. And you're like, oh, okay. So a pivot occurred.
It was a hard pivot. At least like we had no idea for like 3 to 4 months what we would be doing. And YC is interesting because YC is really fast. Like things happen every week.
Yeah.
So other founders were making a ton of progress. There were two of us who had no idea what we would be doing during YC. So then the partner at YC was Tom Bloomfield, and he always had a lot of faith and belief in us. He's the one who shortlisted us for YC. So he said that, Aman, you guys are a good combination of a hacker and a hustler. Like I'm the hustler, my co-founder is like a hacker, really smart person who can hack systems and so on. So why don't you pick a vertical and commit to that? And his name was Tom Bloomfield. I told Tom, I have no idea about any vertical. I have done recruiting before, AI for recruiting, and I have PTSD from that. So I don't want to do AI for recruiting again. So he's like, pick an industry and really go partner with it. So then we looked at now we are thinking about like intellectuals that, okay, what industry should we pick? The industries with a lot of unstructured data, shrinking margin, labor shortage, and insurance came on the top of the list. And we saw that legal already had Harvey and Legora. And we saw that, okay, maybe that might be too late. Let's look more deeply into insurance. But had done nothing in insurance before, had no idea of insurance. We like literally took a box of donuts, drove around the Bay Area from one State Farm agent to the other, trying to understand what is policy checking, what is COI. But one thing I built a significant appreciation for, like the insurance industry as a whole, it's like so relationship driven. I feel that's one of the industry with the best people in it. It's traditionally labeled as sexy and boring, but I personally find it super interesting. It's one of the business models that have existed for 250 years and it's not going anywhere. It's just growing and so on. So developed that fascination for insurance and started going deep in it, started building for it, and like really partnered with it so far. Mm-hmm. And I joke now that I'll pass a broker exam if I take it. It's been 2.5 years of building for insurance.
Yeah.
I understand a few terms really well, can do a bit of underwriting myself and so on. Nothing like an expert underwriter or a broker, but a makeshift one for sure. And also learned that a lot of people stumbled in insurance as well. So my story is not unique that way. It's part of the story of insurance in itself.
Yes.
And that is fascinating. I don't think this would have happened in any other industry as such, but grateful for insurance, grateful for people of insurance and building for it as well. And want to do my time in service for insurance.
I love that. And you're absolutely right. The number of wonderful, great people who have stumbled into insurance is unbelievable. Very rarely do you hear anybody say, no, I was born and bred and I'm ready for insurance. This is the trajectory of my life. This is where I'm going. Most conversations we have are, I was lucky enough to stumble into this crazy vertical.
Yeah.
And I will say a vertical that helps the world go round.
Oh, yeah.
Without insurance, companies can't exist. Homes can't be bought. Like, insurance helps the world move on. So it is at times kind of a boring, unsexy, but it's so pivotal. It's so pivotal.
And let's not forget hundreds and hundreds, if not trillions, hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars of business.
Yeah.
It's not from a financial or economic perspective small.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
It's gigantic.
It's great.
It's a big vertical.
Big word.
And it's a huge vertical that has all kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
And because of companies like yours and others, it's on fire with opportunity.
Yeah.
Right? Is that what you're finding?
That is what we are finding, Rob. Like we also find that the technology built for insurance so far hasn't been great. I think like insurance runs on a lot of unstructured data, the emails, the policy forms, and so on. So the first wave of technology 1.0 in insurance was you moved from pen and paper to digital systems, but still there was human doing the work, and here humans were doing the work. I feel we are living in the second big transformational era of insurance, where systems store the data, AI does the work, and humans are responsible for judgment and understanding. And that shift, this is one of our customers who told us that moving to FurtherAI has been like moving from typewriter to a computer. So that's like that massive transformational shift, Rob, that we are seeing. And that is why there is a substantial opportunity for AI in insurance. And people are seeing it as well. Like anybody who has thought for more than 5 minutes of where LLMs can make tremendous impact in insurance. And that was us as well 2.5 years back.
And so tell me this, whenever you go to a client and you tell them you can help them,
yeah,
what are you selling? Is it a platform that they live on? Is it outside of where they are and it gives them actionable insights? And what is the product you're selling?
Yeah, I think when we speak with executives in insurance right now, everybody understands now the impact that AI is going to have in the industry, on the expense ratios, loss ratios, and so on. So that's no more a sell that we have to do. It now comes down to how would that happen? Everybody knows that, okay, AI would automate a lot of workflows and so on. But how would that happen? What is the right way to make that happen? And so on. So our approach is slightly contrarian here, Lee and Rob, where we say that we use a model router, which consists of multiple language models. Around that, we automate work. We work with the existing systems to automate workflows. We identify workflows which are repetitive, manual, high volume, and so on. And then we deploy AI to automate it. So at day zero, it's as simple as one workflow, AI automated the workflow. At day N, now you have multiple such workflows and you can automate those on FurtherAI. But now the big thing that we are seeing unlock, like once you have automated multiple workflows on FurtherAI, you can literally, like any executive in insurance wants to ensure that different departments are talking to each other. The data from claims is informing underwriting, is informing policy servicing and the likes. But now that dream is becoming a reality. So in that way, we are operating across the value chain. We are working across distribution, underwriting, policy servicing, claims, automating these workflows, and then connecting it all together.
That is different than a lot of the companies. They're looking at just underwriting. You're saying that the value is in the life cycle.
Yeah,
I agree. Rob, are you going to ask something?
The execution there. Sorry, Rob, please go ahead.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. I think the contrarian take, Lee, is it's going to be hard to do and work across the life cycle and build a really good software product that can do that well. But that's the promise, that if we are looking at building for just underwriting, yes, I can build a company, I can exit from it, make some money, and so on. I have done that before. My real goal right now is sort of build for insurance, solve the problems that were really, really hard. And in doing so, hopefully we'll build a company that goes public. Like you're obsessed about building a company that goes public, like so much so that our Wi-Fi password at our office in San Francisco is FRAI _NASDAQ _20.
That is your mission. That's your mission, to build a great company who's able to go public.
Yeah. And to do that, we have to do a lot of things, right? We have to hire and train and build a great culture as a team. We have to ensure that whosoever we work with, we make them super successful, because insurance is big and small at the same time. If we can make a few partners successful, they are becoming our biggest marketing channel and revenue channel. They are referring us to more partners and so on. And we have to build a great product which has a huge moat. Now, we're working back and take decisions which are not short-term decisions, long-term decisions and things like that. One is what we talked about, being an entire policy lifecycle product.
So you see yourself as a vertical AI founder. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And that's kind of a little bit what we're talking about here. Explain to us what that is, and because I think it's a very important concept in general in the time that we're in.
Yeah, absolutely, Rob. So I think a lot of AI companies previously had a formula of a domain expert and a tech founder coming together and building for that vertical. In AI, it's slightly changing where you can be a tech founder, you can be two tech founders, but you have this appreciation and interest in an industry and you're really going deep and partnering with it and building for it. We are seeing that happen in legal with Ligora, for example, building for it. Seeing that happen in healthcare with Hippocratic AI, building for it. We're seeing that in investment banking, where Hebia is building. One fun thing is like all of these companies are also backed by Andreessen Horowitz, like FurtherAI. But
Okay.
that's the vertical AI, where you really go deep into an industry and partner with it and solve core need of it, rather than trying to be everything for everyone.
Yeah, I think that and we're seeing that across AI, right? Across the AI industry, creating specific AI solutions for specific problems or industries. And that's kind of that must be Andreessen Horowitz's thesis.
That is true. It's also one thesis where, Rob, if you're trying to be a wrapper around the OpenAI and Claude models, like you're not going to be building a lasting moat. Whereas at FurtherAI, we are doing the technology, but we are also bringing in a lot of domain expertise. On top of that, we are also solving the last mile, which ends up being the entire problem in itself. Like a lot of horizontal softwares have not been able to do justice to the complexities of insurance. And that ends up being our moat. Like we have been doing the hard things from day zero because we feel that if you do the hard things now, you build a lasting company.
So tell me this, is it hard to navigate the company when the rules are changing so quickly? The tools are changing, the technology is changing so quickly. You're not just building houses and you got the wood in and you're building, it might be a different type of material. You're like, AI is rapidly changing. That's got to be exciting, but difficult at the same time, I would think.
This is really funny, Lee, that you mentioned this, because just this morning, I told my wife that it's fascinating how fast things are moving. It's not that we haven't seen platform shifts before. We saw that with internet, we saw that with mobile, and so on. But for the first time, the pace of change is unmatched with AI. Like the speed at which things are moving and changing and so on is just very different. We are all operating in a shrunken margin, like time window.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Yes, there is a lot to do. It's not easy, for sure. And I'll be very honest here, Lee and Rob. But I come back to the original thinking of why are we starting a company? To build a company that goes public. So this is all a part and parcel of it.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be a winner in this race. But, I would think that just from a competitive landscape perspective, it's very challenging because obviously there's other competitors who've seen the opportunity that you see, who are building quickly for it, as quickly as they can. They're racing you, right? Yeah. And so you really have to be watching your shop, but looking over your shoulder every day because the pace of change is so rapid.
That is definitely true, Rob. But I would just say that I think we are all running our own races and we're all coming from different places and different insights and building different things. There would be overlaps and everything else. But at the end of the day, it would be about like, may the best man win, or
Amen.
You got that awesomely.
I got it.
It's going to be about execution, Rob. It's going to be about making partners successful. It's going to be about doing the hard things, even if it is hard and challenging and so on. So it's a test of like me, if I'm a great founder and CEO or not, and whether I enjoy this journey or whether I'm doing it for some other reasons, which are possibly short term. I'm doing it for long-term reasons. I'm doing it because I want to do this. I really want to build a company that is successful. I want to make my partner successful. I want to make our investors successful. Hopefully, FurtherAI becomes a place where a lot of people then build their own companies down the line, like a PayPal mafia of kind. So doing it for the right reasons. And I feel then that shifts from anxiety to motivation and excitement. Last day. It's not good. There's no boring day.
Well, people obviously are excited with you. In our notes, we see that you started just recently, 2025. You had a seed round. You quickly followed that by a Series A round of, a great round there, right? I mean, so quickly. What are the investors seeing in you that they're saying, we're going to go after you. We believe in you. There's AI, there's everything. Is it the team you've built? Is it the mission you have? What are they looking at there?
I think in general, insurance is a great industry to be building for right now.
I agree.
It has been labeled as slow to adopt technology, but now I can argue that it's not that insurance was slow to adopt technology. It was the technology which was not solving the core need. And now you have that platform shift. Secondly, Rob, we have also been in the right place at the right time. So we are not too old as a company that we cannot continuously optimize and work with the models that are coming in and cannot improvise. But we are not too young that we do not have customers who have tested it and so on. So it's just that right balance is where we are at right now, where we have proven ourselves as a company and as a team, as a product, but also we are continuously iterating and we don't have the tech debt of the past. So that is another reason where we are seeing rapid traction. I also feel that a part of fundraising and so on is part luck, part science. So
Sure.
I think that we do get lucky.
And you have some experience at it, which honestly can't hurt at all.
That's true.
It helps. I know what not to do at least.
Right, exactly. Which is super important. I want to ask you two particular things. One is insurance intelligence. One of the early problems that many insurtechs had, and we're talking, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, even sooner than that, was that you had a bunch of tech people like yourselves, come along and say, we're going to answer these problems for insurance, but they didn't understand insurance. And by your own admission, you're not a legacy insurance person. How are you dealing with, and I'm sure you've discovered, insurance has its own language, it has its own pace, it has its own aversion to risk, which is kind of fundamental with insurance.
Yeah.
How are you dealing with that you're working in an industry that you're just learning about as we speak?
Yeah. I would say 2 words, Rob, humility and hunger. With the humility that we don't know insurance and there's a reason why things have been happening in a certain way for a certain number of years. So out of 5 things that possibly we feel that is wrong, there is a good reason for 3 things to be the way they are. And maybe the remaining 2 is where we can contribute. So we just need to be consistently curious about the workflows, why they exist, the way they exist, and just be a great partner to the company that we are working with. Funny, I have been learning a ton every day. WTF to me meant something different. It's like, what the F? But it actually is wire transfer fraud in insurance.
There you go. Yeah.
It's there's no boring there. I'm learning a lot on the insurance side. I'm learning a lot on deploying AI for insurance and doing it with a lot of humility. I'm not an expert in the room. I know AI, but even that is changing.
You're still a smaller team.
Yeah.
Have you hired an insurance professional?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. About 20% of our team are with people who have been in insurance before. That's actually super important, Rob. We have experts who can test the workflows before it releases to production. They can bring in the insights and so on. That's also one very important thing in vertical AI, where you need to have domain experts in-house. So we definitely have that.
Yeah. The other thing I want to ask you about is the pace at which you've grown, which is really, although, we haven't discussed financial numbers at all, but just from the pace of customer acquisition that has gone on. As I'm sure you've already discovered and experienced, insurance people like to think about things for some time before they make a change. And they also don't like to mess with their processes and procedures because if something breaks, that could be terrible, terrible consequence.
Yep.
And so how is it that you've been able to gain the customers that you have so rapidly?
Yeah. There is also a principle in engineering, Rob, which says, if it's working, don't touch it. I understand that.
Yes, that's very much the case.
Yeah. But when it comes to what has worked for us so far, this was actually contrarian as well in many ways. Most company in insurance who are selling to insurers come to a conversation, they do a marketing presentation, maybe a demo of their product and so on. We felt that, that is okay, but still the entire risk is on the buyer side. That, okay, if I adopt this, if it doesn't work, I'll get fired. Or Like I've
Right.
just spent money and so on.
That's exactly.
Yeah. So we wanted to sort of reduce that risk, and we to start thinking like an insurance company that, okay, if I want to bet on further AI, I need to ensure this, and this has happened. And we have made it extremely frictionless to make this, and that happen. Like that involves one, can this product solve your problem? We actually run a free POC for that. Two, we give opt-out to our customers that if something does not work after even go live, it's on us. You are risk-free on that. Three, we are not trying to sign a 10-year contract with you. If you want 3 years, perfect, you get price protection and so on. So by very first principle thinking, Rob, that if I am in the shoes of a CIO buying a technology, what would I want to have? I want to have less risk. I want to have data security and compliance and predictability. And I want to work with partners who would be willing to show up. These are the constant principles of life, like that in business that hasn't changed. People work with people they like and they can trust, and then they can call on. That's what we are doing. So can somebody
I love it.
can somebody replicate this? Yes. Is it hard? Hell yes.
Very
Sure.
hard.
It's very hard. One last question. I want to ask you about Andreessen Horowitz. So because of the podcast, Lee and I have been around the venture capital world and have some exposure to it. And one of the things that we know and understand is that many times we will have a founder on and he or she will tell us about their experience, and they'll name the company that has backed them or the lead who led the round. And it's frequently somebody that we might not know or we don't know well or we haven't heard of. You're the opposite. Andreessen Horowitz is arguably the premier VC company in the world. And we've talked to people who have tried to receive funding from them and not been successful. And here we're talking to this guy sitting in a lawyer's office in San Francisco who didn't even know what to do with his product 2 years ago. And you got the validation, and it's a very important one, from money aside. Just the fact that you have their name is critical. Talk about that and tell us how that happened.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Rob. Funny thing is the Andreessen round all got together in 6 days.
Goodness.
So
6 days.
Wow.
days, yeah. But even before any of that happened, we are in San Francisco. So I was just passing by the Andreessen office one of the days. This was in May 2025. And the lights were on of the Andreessen office, the lights were on and so on. I was just passing by at about 9 p.m. I took a picture of that and sent it to my co-founder that, bro, wouldn't it be nice if Andreessen does our Series A? Because it will bring a lot of credibility in insurance. They're a known name. We already have YC backing us, which gives us credibility on the tech circles, but Andreessen will give us credibility in the insurance circles. And then 2.5 months later, that happened. So in a way, it's an interesting, so yeah, I still have the picture. If I get time, I can just shoot it to both of you as well.
Sure.
That's awesome. I love that.
Now, I think what Andreessen folks also saw, and again, Joe Schmidt, who is our partner at Andreessen, has been a great partner. He's been phenomenal. He's almost like second partner to me in terms of like co-founder. Works with us very closely. We are like sort of running together. He generates a ton of interest and is helping us become successful. But yeah, I think as a founder, I'm grateful to have Andreessen as a partner. Rob, it brings a lot of credibility. They also have a really strong operating model as well. They have partners that can help founders in terms of like how to open a UK office, things like that. So lots of wisdom in the team, which has helped us well a ton in the growth that we are seeing. Talking of numbers, we very early revenue, 100K or so, at the start of 2025. We 20x'd last year. We tripled our revenue since Andreessen folks invested. So they are happy as well.
Yeah.
So far, they feel that they have backed the right team. I want to ensure that continues to happen as well. And we build a company that goes public.
I love it.
Something tells me we'll be talking to you again unless that IPO happens before we have
then.
the opportunity to get you back on. I know that a couple of the people on this have a hard stop, so we're going to let you go. I have really enjoyed this, and it's great to have you on. And congratulations on your success and how far you guys have come. Great story.
Appreciate it, Rob. It's just, I would say that's still very early days, and we're ensuring that we work hard to ensure that we become a public company. And you mentioned about coming back here. So I'm thinking before I make this promise, but at least in a closed room before it's being recorded, I would love to share with you both when we decide to go public.
Sounds great to me.
We would love to present that. Thanks. We'll take you up on that.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much for being on.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me, Rob.
That was great.
I could have talked with him
Yeah.
for days.
Yeah.
And we almost did talk for days before even talking about his company.
Yeah.
What a great guest and what an exciting adventure that he is on.
Yeah.
And to be on that team, to work in that organization, to work with him, that is awesome. That is awesome.
To be early,
Mm-hmm.
to be a pioneer, right? Because there will
Yeah.
be companies like his that come along 10 and 15 years from now, right? But to be there first or early, very early, what a wonderful experience. And he's experienced and smart and humble, and what a pleasure. We thank everybody for coming today, for being with us. And it's nice to be here with Lee and Israel too. And we'll say to you what we say every time.
Goodbye, everybody.